हरे कृष्णा देवदत्त, आप ज्वाइन कर
हरे
रही हैं
कृष्ण।
सर। हाउ आर यू?
जी प्रभु जी, थोड़ी तबीयत खराब हो गई थी। बुखार उखार हो गया था पूरा 1 महीने, मतलब ऑलमोस्ट 20 डेज ऐसे। तो घर पे थी और वहाँ पे नेटवर्क वगैरह सही से नहीं आ रहा था, तो
So where
इसलिए
are you
ज्वाइन नहीं
now?
कर
In Odisha or in Bangalore?
नहीं प्रभु जी, मैं 2 दिन पहले भी हॉस्टल आई हूँ। कोयम्बतूर में हूँ।
अच्छा, which what is the location? क्या लोकेशन है आपका?
तमिलनाडु। कोयम्बतूर प्रभु जी।
अच्छा, यू आर इन कोयम्बटूर।
जी सर।
कोयम्बटूर में हमारा टेम्पल है। वहाँ पे
जी
महाराज प्रीच करते हैं, वो यहाँ पे आते हैं।
जी जी।
काफी डायनेमिक टीचर है।
जी प्रभु जी।
आप जाते हो वहाँ पे टेम्पल में? यू विजिट?
एक्चुअली प्रभु जी, मतलब टेम्पल जो है यहाँ से काफी दूर पड़ता है। और हॉस्टल में हमारे काफी सारे रेस्ट्रिक्शंस हैं, तो मतलब यहाँ से जाना नहीं हो पाता। 6:30 को ही हॉस्टल बंद हो जाता है फिर शाम को। और दिन में तो मतलब 5:30-6 बजे ही कॉलेज से निकल पाते हैं, तो जाना नहीं हो पाता।
संडे को आप जा सकते हो मॉर्निंग टाइम में।
जी प्रभु जी, मतलब किसी को यहाँ पे तमिल नहीं आती ना, तो ट्रैवल करने में थोड़ी दिक्कत हो जाती है, मतलब कि कैसे ट्रैवल करूं करके। काफी डिस्टेंस पड़ता है यहाँ से।
अच्छा,
मैं सोच रही थी जाने को, पर किसी को साथ लेके जाऊं
कोई बात
करके
नहीं, आप
नहीं
जूम
गए।
पे एसोसिएशन करो। एंड आई होप यू आर चैंटिंग एवरी डे। आप यू आर
जी
चैंटिंग।
जी। जी प्रभु जी, चैंटिंग कंटिन्यू।
वेरी गुड। ओके।
जी
Okay, month, this month has been a very special month. If you see this week, which has started from Monday, today we are on Friday. What did we observe on Monday? Unmute करके बोलो जगदीश।
हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा।
नित्यानंद त्रयोदशी प्रभु जी, नित्यानंद प्रभु अपीयरेंस।
That Monday it will come. The Monday which has passed, I am asking. It was Sri Advaitacharya appearance day, and then we had Bhishmashtami, Bhishmadev passing away. Then yesterday was Sripad Madhvacharya disappearance day. Today is Sripad Ramanujacharya's disappearance day. Tomorrow we have Ekadashi. And on 13th we have Lord Varahadev appearance. 14th we have Lord Nityanand Prabhu's appearance. Then 16th we have appearance of Sri Narottam Das Thakur. And then on 21st we have appearance of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Very, very powerful Magh Mass. This month is very power packed with all such great personalities, appearance and disappearance. So today we will discuss on Sripad Ramanujacharya's disappearance. Who is yet to join? Very few are seeing me today. Suman, where is Dolamani? Is not there? Is not come back?
प्रभु जी, अभी ऑफिस से आए हैं और फ्रेश हो रहे हैं।
Acha, okay, okay. Who is then? Where is Ravinder Priyanka? He has also not come back.
वो ज्वाइन तो कर लिए थे प्रभु जी।
Okay, let us begin. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padkamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Sha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vansha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubheva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashatadeshatarine Hare Krishna. So Sripad Ramanujacharya, the name itself is very auspicious. Rama and Anuja. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur explains that Sripad Ramanujacharya, the name itself is very auspicious. How and why? Because the personality is non-different from the younger brother of Lord Rama, which is Lakshmana, or he is Ananta Shesha. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur explains that he is the Ananta Shesha. And Ananta Shesha is always absorbed in glorifying Lord Vishnu with 1,000 mouths. And we see the name of Sripad Ramanujacharya appearing in Srila Prabhupada's purports, in Srila Prabhupada's books. Many places Srila Prabhupada quotes the authority of Sripad Ramanujacharya. Very prominently in the introduction, when Srila Prabhupada explains that we living entities are all Sanatana, eternal. Our existence is eternal. Our occupation is also eternal. What is our eternal occupation? Yes?
Prabhuji, serving the Supreme Lord.
It is Sanatan. The living entity is Sanatan. The Supreme Lord is Sanatan. The relationship of the Supreme Lord with the living entity is Sanatan. And the relationship is of Seva. That is also Sanatan. And the abode of the Supreme Lord is also Sanatan. So Prabhupada quotes the word Sanatan on the authority of Sripad Ramanujacharya. One class is very short to explain on Sripad Ramanujacharya. And I have done very detailed study on life of Sripad Ramanujacharya because it is such an exemplary Acharya. At least 6 to 7 classes are required to explain sufficiently about his contributions, about his glories. And very wonderful are his disciples. Each disciple is such a gem. And their contribution is so immense. So, but in short, I will explain that in Padma Puran it is mentioned. Padma Puran says that there are 18 Puranas, and 18 Puranas are divided into 3 sections. 6 Puranas are called to be the Puranas which talk about which are for the living entities in the human form of life, for Sattva Guna. They are called Sattvic Purana. And 6 are for those who are predominantly in the mode of passion. They are called Rajasic. And the 6 are for those who are in the lower mode of Tamas. Padma Purana is for those who are in the mode of goodness. So it says, Padma Puran refers that Sampradaya Vihina Sye Mantraste Nishphala Mataha. That if one is not in the bona fide disciplic succession, that the mantra, the chanting that he is doing, it is Nishphala. Atav Kalo Bhavishyanti Chatvaro Sampradayina. So in this age of Kali Yuga, 4 bona fide disciplic successions are there. Chatvaro means 4. What are these 4? Sri Brahma. Sri is from Lakshmi Devi. She is the eternal consort of Lord Vishnu. The first sampradaya is coming from Sri, and that is the Acharya is Sripad Ramanujacharya. Yesterday we observed for Sripad Madhvacharya. So the second sampradaya is coming from Brahmaji, Lord Brahma, the first created being. And the Acharya is Sripad Madhvacharya. Then Rudra is Lord Shiva. And Sanaka are the four Kumaras, the first four sons created by Lord Brahma. Vaishnava Shruti Pavana Chatvaraste Kalo Bhavya Hi Utkale Purushottama. Then further it says Ramanujam Shri Shiva Chakre. So Ramanuja has been appointed by Mother Lakshmi. She has appointed Ramanujacharya to be the prominent personality to represent her sampradaya, her disciple succession. Madhvacharyam Chaturmukha. Chaturmukha is who? Who is Chaturmukha, Dinesh ji?
Krishna Prabhuji. Brahmaji Prabhuji.
Yes, Brahmaji. So Brahmaji is Madhvacharyam Chaturmukha. So yesterday we could not have the discussion. So Madhvacharya represents the disciplic line coming from Brahmaji. And Sri Vishnu Swami Rudra. Rudra means Lord Shiva. So Vishnu Swami. He represents Rudra or Sri Vallabhacharya. Later Sri Vallabhacharya. And Nimba.
प्रभु जी आप म्यूट हो गए.
Okay. So these are the four official disciplic succession coming from Lakshmi Devi, represented by Sripad Ramanujacharya. Second line is from Brahmaji. It is Acharya is Sripad Madhvacharya. Third is Lord Shiva, and the Acharya is, who remembers? Just go. Wait. I'm just seeking attention of everyone. Rahul, who is the Acharya of Rudra Sampradaya? I gave two names.
जी मध्वाचार्य.
हाँ?
जी मैं
अनम्यूट करके बोलिए.
मुझे सुनना नहीं था प्रभु जी मैंने अभी.
हाँ?
सुन नहीं पाया था.
यहाँ से सुनो रह जाएगा. इतने सालों के बाद भी क्लियर नहीं है. यस देवदत्त, आप बताइए.
विष्णु स्वामी प्रभु जी.
Yes, Vishnu Swami and also Vallabhacharya, Sripad Vallabhacharya. You see the Pushti Margis, the Gujaratis, they also worship Srinath ji. They are all followers of Rudra Sampradaya. And Nimbarka this. Thank you. Nimbarkacharya represents the four Kumars. So very important. And in Garg Samhita about Sri Ramanuja, it says that Ramanuja astu Shesha Angaha. In Garg Samhita, Canto 10, Chapter 61. So there is a description of the appearance of Sripad Ramanujacharya. So all the exalted personalities, those who appear, these acharyas appear, they are not, that some sentimental following that they have become acharyas. No. They are already mentioned in the Shastras. Even Srila Prabhupada's appearance is mentioned in the Shastras. In Chaitanya Mangal, Srila Lochan Das Thakur mentions about it. So all these great personalities, they have already been appointed by the Supreme Lord. They have been selected by the Supreme Lord to perform the function of the Supreme Lord himself. So Sripad Ramanujacharya has appeared around 1000 years back. He appeared in the year 1017 in a place called Sriperumbudur. Sriperumbudur is very famous now for wrong reasons. Anyone knows? It is also called Bodhanpura. That time it was called Bodhanpura. It is 30 kilometers from Kanchipuram and around 40 kilometers from Chennai. It is just in between Kanchipuram and Chennai. That was the place where Sripad Ramanujacharya appeared, and he appeared in a family. Those were Vaishnavas, those were Brahmins. Very interestingly, his father's name was Sri Keshavacharya, and his mother was Kantimati. She was the sister of Sri Shailapurna. Shailapurna was...
Prabhuji, can you repeat the father?
Keshavacharya. Sri Keshavacharya. Keshav is the name of the Supreme Lord and Acharya, because he was very Brahmanical and very well known, learned person, so he was named as Keshavacharya. So Keshavacharya and his consort, Kantimati, they did not have any son or daughter. So from Bodhanpura, from Perambadur, they used to every day go to Chennai, which is around 40 kilometers. Just imagine. And pray to the deity there in Chennai, which is Shri Radha Parthasarthi. Very interesting. The deity there is Shri Radha Parthasarthi. And they were praying to get a son. To get a son who is the empowered incarnation of the Supreme Lord. And Radha Parthasarthi, being pleased by their prayers, he arranges that Sripad Ramanujacharya takes birth, and after the birth, the brother of her mother, Kantimati and Diptimati were two sisters, and they had a brother called Sri Shailapurna. And Shailapurna was very learned, very big scholar, and he was the disciple of Sripad Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya was the great Acharya. Prabhupada quotes Yamunacharya's composition in Bhagavad Gita. Anyone remembers? Very famous verse. You know? Yes? Ganesh? Who knows?
Yes, Prabhuji.
You have to recite the verse. Very interesting verse. Bola?
Actually, I don't know verse, but I know the meaning of it.
Prabhupada quotes in second chapter. Yada avadim mama cheta Krishna padara vandeyo. Okay, so Sripad Yamunacharya was a great Acharya, and he was so much absorbed in Krishna. He says that my mind is completely absorbed in Krishna. So I cannot think of self gratification, of enjoying anything other than Krishna. And if that desire comes, if that thought comes, I spit on that thought. So Sripad Yamunacharya's disciple, Sri Shailapurna, so he prepared the horoscope of Ramanujacharya when he was born, and he named him Ramanuja. Named Ramanuja, and also simultaneously Diptimati also gave birth to one son. And the son of Diptimati, the sister of Kantimati, Ramanuja's mother, he was named Govinda. So from beginning he was very, very extraordinary. Of course, he was Ramanuja. He excelled in studies, in grammar, in Sanskrit, in poetry, in rhetorics, in logic, in Alankar. And very soon he was able to excel, and he started to study Veda. So when he was 16-year-old, he was married by his father to, because they were very high-class Brahmanical family, he was married to Rakshamba. And just after the marriage, his father passed away. So the family relocated from Bodhanpuri, Sri Perambadur. They came to Kanchipuram. Kanchipuram was around 40 kilometers. Anyone who have been to Kanchipuram? Oh, you have been, Pradeep? You have taken the darshan of Varadaraj?
Yes, Varadaraj, yes, Prabhuji. I have taken. Yes.
Okay, you are lucky. You have been to Srirangam also?
Yes, Prabhuji, I have been Srirangam.
You saw the DT of Sri Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya's DT is still there, live. Okay. Okay. So they relocated to Kanchipuram after his father passed away. And in Kanchipuram there is this very powerful deity of Sri Varadaraj. Varada means that one who gives blessings or benedictions. Var, you know, one who fulfills the desires. And Raj, Varadaraj means one who is the king of all benediction, one who gives the best of the benediction. That is Varadaraj. Lord Varadaraj, very powerful. Lord Varadaraj there in Kanchipuram. And there was a very special devotee of Lord Varadaraj. Although he was not born in the Brahminical family, but his devotion and his service to Lord Varadaraj was so exalted that Lord Varadaraj in his deity form used to every day communicate with him. They used to talk to each other like we are speaking. And Kanchipuram, the place is called Kanchipuram and the personality is called Kanchipurna. So Kanchipurna, because he was very intimate to Lord Varadaraj, so he was doing very special service because South India is very hot and it is very moist. So what he used to do, he used to have special fans made for Lord Varadaraj. And he used to dip those handmade fans in cold water. And then he would swing those fans. Chamar. Not ordinary chamar. So it was very special fan. And with that fan, that cooling breeze would come and Lord Varadaraj would be very satisfied. So this Kanchipurna did not stay in Kanchipuram. He used to stay 30 kilometers. He also used to stay a little distant. And every day in the morning, he used to pass through the house of Sripad Ramanujacharya. Ramanujacharya was young at that time. And Ramanuja had a desire to have association of Kanchipurna. So one day he invited Kanchipurna in his house and requested him to take prasad. And Kanchipurna came and he was very impressed to see a young Ramanuja who was so much keen and interested in devotional service and devotional practice. At that time in Kanchipurna there was a very big Vedantist scholar. His name was Yadav Prakash. And he was also the scholar of the king of Kanchipuram. So for further studies, Ramanuja started to attend his classes because he was very renowned for his Vedanta learning and he used to teach even the sannyasis. So Ramanuja used to attend his classes and he used to explain the aphorisms of Vedanta. हरे कृष्णा हो गया ना प्रभु हाँ हो गया ना सुनो बाद में बात करेंगे क्लास कर रहा हूँ So one day from the Upanishad he explained one of the Vedic aphorisms which spoke about the face of Lord Vishnu, but how is the appearance of the face of Lord Vishnu. I don't remember the verse today. I could not do the revision. Yeah, okay, it is there in the notes. It says, Tasya yatha kapiyasam pundarikam eva akshini. So this is from the Chandogya Upanishad. So he was quoting from the Chandogya Upanishad. that Tasyata Kapi Asam. Kapi is said to be, Kapi has two meanings. Kapi we also call as Hanumanji. Kapi, Vana. But Kapi also means that drinks water. And who drinks water? The sun. So, and Akshini means that blossoms. So what is it that drinks water and by which something blossoms? That is lotus. That the lotus, when the sun radiates, what it does, it sucks the water, but the lotus opens up. So when the student came, one day what happened was after the class was over, so he had explained this text in the class, and after the class, Ramanujacharya was massaging his teacher, Yadav Prakash, and one student came and said that I did not understand. What did you explain? So Yadav Prakash tried to explain, because Yadav Prakash was the follower of Shankaracharya. He always believed that the impersonal form is the highest form of worship. And he was the worshipper of the impersonal form. And he considered the supreme form of the Lord as matter or material. So what he did, he tried to explain this verse in a very unusual way. He said that Kapi means the monkey, and Asan means that his rear part, which is red. So he tried to equate the redness of the monkey's rear part with the redness of the face of Lord Vishnu. And when Ramanujacharya heard this explanation, he became so disturbed, he became so upset that hot tears started to flow from his eyes. And those tears fell on his teacher, Yadav Prakash's body, where he was massaging. So Yadav Prakash, immediately he turned back and he said, "Why are you crying? Why are you so disturbed? What has made you so disturbed? That tears are flowing from your eyes?" So Ramanuja said that the explanation that you have given is completely unacceptable. It's a wrong interpretation. So when Ramanuja, the student, he tried to tell his teacher, so his teacher was very angry, very upset. He said, "If you know better, then please explain." So Ramanujacharya gave the right explanation, that the word Kapi Asam means that which drinks water, which sucks water. And what is that? Akshini. Akshini means blossoms. So the lotus which blossoms because when the sun rises up and it extracts water. So the lotus face of the Lord, Kundali Kaksha, is compared to the lotus. So all the students who were there, they all became overjoyed by hearing this explanation. And Yadav Prakash, his teacher, became very annoyed. So anyway, this was the first difference which was exhibited. And in that kingdom, the king of Kanchipuram, he had a daughter, a princess. And that princess was haunted by a ghost, a Brahman ghost. And Yadav Prakash was because the most learned person. So he was called. The king requested Yadav Prakash to come and release her daughter from the captivity of this Brahman ghost. And Yadav Prakash was very expert in all this mantras and tantras. And he had before had many experience of releasing such persons. So he tried his level best. But when he was trying, that Brahma Rakshas, he appeared and said that Yadav Prakash, by all your mantras, it will not work on you. But if you really want the welfare of this princess, then you call your disciple Ramanuja. If he comes here and if he places the his lotus feet on the head of this princess, then I will be delivered. I will be relieved and I will leave this princess. So this was heard not only by Yadav Prakash but by the king also. So the king immediately called for Ramanuja to appear at the sea. And when Ramanujacharya appeared, Ramanuja, disciple, so he was very reluctant. But the king ordered that kindly place your lotus feet on my daughter's head. And as soon as he touched the head of the princess, she became Muslim. But Yadav Prakash protested. He was again infuriated. He was again insulted for the second time by his disciple. Not intentionally, but because he was not the pure person. So he challenged. He said, how do we know that the Brahma Rakshas has left the princess? So immediately the Brahma Rakshas spoke and said, I will give you the evidence. You will see that the highest branch on the tree which is there in the front, it will break in a minute. Because I will reach there, I will break the branch and I will leave because I have been relieved. But the touch of Ramanuja, all my sins have been burned. And I have been released from this ghost body. So in this way, Ramanuja's fame spread all over. And Yadav Prakash became very, very insecure. He was thinking that if this Ramanuja, if he continues to teach or if he continues to meet people, his influence will be much more. And he will demolish the theory of impersonalism propounded by Sri Shankaracharya. He became very insecure. And he plotted how to kill Ramanuja. So they made a plan with some of his students that from Kanchipuram they will go to Kashi, like an education trip. They planned an education trip to go to Kashi, and the plot was that when Ramanuja will take bath, so he will be forced by the other disciples and they will drown him in the Ganges. And then he will die. So Ramanuja was also invited to come along with the other Prakash. And Govind, his cousin, the brother of the son of sisters, also was studying in the same school. So both Govind and Ramanuja, they traveled with Yadav Prakash. And Govind somehow came to know of this conspiracy, of this plot, that Yadav Prakash with some of his student disciples had plotted to kill Ramanuja. And while they were in Varanasi, Govind tells Ramanuja that you please become beware and you leave us. You run away from here before you are attempted to be killed. And Ramanuja, at that time, he was just hardly 17 or 18. He tries to escape. He runs back from Varanasi, from Kashi, to come back to Kanchipuram. What would be the distance? Anyone knows? At least 1,500 kilometers, even more. Kanchipuram to Varanasi, maybe 2,000 kilometers. And he runs and runs through the forest, trying to avoid the main cities, the main roads. And at that time there was no transport. Of course, there was no air, there was no railway, there was no bus, there was no car. So he was on foot. Entire day he would run, and in the night he would seek shelter somewhere. And one day while running, he became completely exhausted, running for days, for weeks, for months. And he fell in the forest. And when he woke up, he was surrounded by a very unusual couple, a hunter couple. There was a husband and wife who were dressed just like hunters. The tribals. So Ramanuja became a little tentative, and he said that I have lost my way, and I want to go back to Kanchipuram. So the hunter said, "Don't worry, we are also going towards Kanchipuram. You just be with us, and we will see to it that you cross the forest safely. And we are hunters, so if you are with us, then no deadly animal can touch you or damage you." So in this way, Ramanuja, along with that hunter couple, he crosses the forest, and when the night came, the wife of the hunter, she becomes very thirsty, and she tells her husband to fetch water for her. And the husband says, "It is dead of night. The animals are all around. So just try to cool your thirst, and as soon as the first ray of sun comes, I'll get you water." So Ramanuja tries to go and bring water for her, but the hunter stops him. And what he sees, that in the guise of hunter, this hunter couple is no one else but Shri Lakshmi Narayan himself. Lord Narayan and Mother Lakshmi. They personally came to rescue Ramanuja and take him back to Kanchipuram. And morning when he wakes up, when his eyes open, so he finds himself in Kanchipuram. And both of them are missing. So he has a vision that it is the Supreme Lord who has himself protected Ramanuja. So Ramanuja returns to his family, his mother and his wife, but he does not disclose to anyone what happened with him. And when Yadav Prakash comes back, so Yadav Prakash says that, "I am very happy to see you." But anyway, Ramanuja does not confront with him. At that time, in South India, the Sri Vaishnavas were represented by Sripad Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya was Alabandar. He's called the Alabandar. He was a great king. Actually, he was a king also of Sri Rangam. And he was a great Vaishnava. And he had come one day to take the audience of Lord Varadaraj in Kanchipuram. And when he came to Varadaraj to take darshan of the Lord, he saw Ramanuja. And as soon as he saw Ramanuja, he could detect that this person, this Ramanuja, is not an ordinary person. And he had a desire to bring Ramanuja to Sri Rangam. But when he came to know that Ramanuja is with Yadav Prakash, so he prays to Lord Varadaraj to release Ramanuja from the clutches of Yadav Prakash. And as I said, one of his disciples, two of his disciples were known to Ramanujacharya. One is his maternal uncle, Shailapurna. He is also one of the principal disciples of Yamunacharya. And second was Kanchipurna. There are many Purnas in Lord Ramanujacharya's life. Just remember them. I have somehow remembered them. The first is Shailapurna, who was the brother of the mother of Ramanuja. Very learned personality. And the other is the Kanchipurna, who was also very exalted, that Lord Varadaraj used to accept service only from him and used to speak to him. So Ramanujacharya also had a desire, because Ramanujacharya had heard the compositions of Yamunacharya. Yamunacharya's compositions were very, very extraordinary, very much giving the glories of Lord Vishnu, and he had heard them. So he also had a desire to go and meet Sripad Yamunacharya, but somehow it could not happen. So Yamunacharya sent one of his very prominent disciples called Mahapurna. This is third Purna. First was Shailapurna, then second was Kanchipurna, and this is Mahapurna. So Mahapurna was a Grihastha disciple of Sri Yamunacharya, and Yamunacharya sent him to bring Ramanuja to Sri Rangam. And Mahapurna and his wife, they were coming. So in his heart, Ramanuja had the desire to take initiation from Kanchipurna. Kanchipurna was such an exalted personality that Lord Varadaraja used to speak to him. But Kanchipurna never considered himself fit to become the guru of anyone, what to speak of Ramanujacharya. He was very humble personality, like we see Rupa Goswami and Sanatana Goswami. So he prayed to Varadaraj, Lord Varadaraj, that please reveal who will be the spiritual master of Ramanujacharya. And Lord Varadaraj reveals to him. There are 10 principles which Lord Varadaraj tells to Kanchipurna about Ramanujacharya. And one of the principles is that he will receive initiation from Yamunacharya's leading disciple Mahapurna. So next day, when Ramanujacharya approaches Kanchipurna to take initiation, so Kanchipurna tells him that Lord Varadaraj has already decided who will be your spiritual master and what he will do. So Ramanujacharya is very keen to know who is the spiritual master. So anyway, to cut it short, because there is a lot to speak, but I have just 10 minutes remaining. So he rushes to meet Mahapurna, and in the midpoint, when Mahapurna meets, Mahapurna wants to take him back to Yamunacharya. And during the time when they return to Srirangam, by that time Yamunacharya passes away. Yamunacharya passes away. So when Ramanuja enters Srirangam, he is very devastated, he is very heartbroken. But when he comes to the place where Sripad Yamunacharya's transcendental body was, what he observes that the 3 fingers of Yamunacharya's 3 fingers were closed. So he inquired that was the 3 fingers always closed? So the disciples told him that no, his fingers were never closed. Normally when the child is born, somebody observed that the child is born, his fingers are closed. And when the person leaves, his fingers are open, empty. That is why Alexander the Great wanted his hands to be out of his grave, so that everyone can see, that nobody can take away anything from this world. He has to come empty hand and he has to return empty hand. But here Yamunacharya's 3 fingers were closed. So it was inquired that why the 3 fingers are closed. So Yamunacharya's last desires, it was communicated in the heart of Ramanujacharya. And in the presence of everyone, Ramanujacharya took 3 vows. He said that I will establish that Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because at that time, 1000 years before, there was very much influence of impersonalism of Shankaracharya, predominantly in entire India. So the impersonal, and like we were discussing, we are studying in the 12th chapter. Arjuna is clarifying which feature is most perfect, or which worshipper is higher, the impersonal form or the personal form. But at that time, the influence of impersonal form was much more. The Mayavad concept was there. So Ramanujacharya, he took a vow at the time of the transcendental body of Ramanujacharya said that I will establish that Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and I will prove it by giving the Vedanta commentary, Vaishnava commentary on Vedanta Sutra. Till that time, there was only one commentary. That was the commentary of Sri Vaishnava, Sri Shankaracharya, Shariraka Bhashya. It is called Shariraka Bhashya. So he took that vow. And second, he says that I will free people from illusion. Very powerful vow he took. That I will free people from illusion and I will fix them in devotion. And third vow he took, that I will glorify Sage Parashar, who has given Vishnu Purana. And in this way, I will throw out the impersonalism, the Mayavad, which is spread all over the world. So in a way, he was the next Acharya. He was already declared the next Acharya. But he never accepted any official position. And after having come to Srirangam, he even did not go to visit the temple of Lord Ranganath. He said, unless and until my vows are delivered, I will not take darshan of the deities of Lord Ranganath. And he comes back, and his preaching has become very prominent. So his first disciple who accepts Ramanujacharya as his spiritual master, his name is Dasarathi. Dasarathi. Rathi means that who is very, very expert. And this Dasarathi was very learned scholar. He was a distinct relative of Ramanujacharya. And his second disciple was Kuresh. And both were very learned. Dasarathi became sannyasi. And one day Dasarathi approached Ramanujacharya and requested him to explain the meaning of Sarva Dharmani Parityajya. What is the clear and the literal understanding, the deeper understanding of Sarva Dharmani Parityajya? And Sripad Ramanujacharya told him that for 1 year you beg from door to door, and whatever you get, whatever you collect, you bring to me. And then I will tell you what is the meaning of Sarva Dharmani Parityajya. Actually, try to understand, the Acharyas are clearing our consciousness first. How Shastras can be understood? When the consciousness becomes pure. An impure person cannot understand Shastra. What to speak of getting the inner meaning, the deeper meaning of what the Shastras are speaking. And ego, the coverings of ego have to be removed. The misconceptions have to be removed first. So Dasarathi started to do that, but then one day he came and told Ramanujacharya that who knows that for 1 year will I survive? Then what is the guarantee that 1 year I will exist? So I cannot wait for 1 year. Kindly be merciful to me. So Ramanujacharya sends him to one of the other spiritual masters. Ramanujacharya has many spiritual masters. Shiksha Guru was Sri Goshtipurna. Mahapurna initiated him, and Mahapurna told him that if you want to have perfection of the mantra, then you have to approach the Mahamuni called Goshtipurna. This is the fourth. Shailapurna, Kanchipurna, Mahapurna, and then Goshtipurna. So Goshtipurna was also all of them are disciples of Sripad Ramanujacharya. Very, very exalted disciples of Ramanujacharya. And Goshtipurna was so pure person that Ramanujacharya gave him only one mantra, that Vishnu mantra. And anyone who recited that Vishnu mantra, he could directly go to Vaikuntha. Such a powerful mantra. But that mantra was not revealed to everyone or anyone. 17 times Ramanujacharya approached him and Goshtipurna rejected him. Just imagine. If we are rejected once or twice, we will never ever approach. Sripad Ramanujacharya, because his spiritual master Mahapurna told him that you must receive that mantra from Goshtipurna. And it is said that once Goshtipurna himself came to Srirangam, and Lord Ranganath personally told him that why don't you give this mantra to Ramanuja? And Goshtipurna tells Lord Ranganath that you know this mantra is so powerful that anyone who recites this mantra will directly go to Vaikuntha. So how can I give this mantra without testifying whether that person is pure or not, whether he is fit to go to Vaikuntha or not? So the Lord had no answer. Such a test, a severe test of surrender and submission was taken of Sri Ramanujacharya. Every time he used to go from Kanchipuram to the place of Goshtipurna, so many kilometers, hundreds of kilometers walking, and Goshtipurna used to say, you come later, but the time is not appropriate. We see in the life of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur also. Srila Gaurkishore Das Brahmaji Maharaj was not giving him meditation. Just imagine. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur, the greatest scholar, and who is he approaching? He is approaching Gaurkishore Das Brahmaji Maharaj, who is materially illiterate. And Gaurkishore Das Brahmaji Maharaj saying no. Even when we see in the life of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, Srila Loknath Goswami was not accepting. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally came and told Loknath Goswami that please shower mercy on the Narottam Das Thakur. So previously, we see in the life of Acharya, he was severely tested by the spiritual master. In our case, there is no test. Because we cannot withstand the test. What to say of passing it? If we are tested, we will not only fail, we will fall. We will run away. So the spiritual master is very, very compassionate. He never gives the test. He just accepts. Anyway, so most striking part is that as soon as Goshtipurna becomes convinced of Ramanujacharya's purity, his submission, his surrender, he shares the mantra and tells Ramanuja that never will share this mantra to anyone unless and until you are fully convinced that that person is completely pure. And as soon as Ramanujacharya receives the mantra, he invites everyone. He invites everyone to come. And standing on the Gopuram, he loudly chants the mantra and make thousands and thousands chant the mantra. And as soon as this news goes to Goshtipurna, Goshtipurna becomes very disturbed. He gets very upset, very angry. He curses Ramanujacharya to go to hell eternally. And when Ramanujacharya comes back, he falls at the feet of his Guru and asks forgiveness. Goshtipurna says that you do not deserve. Don't you know what you have done? I told you not to give this mantra. That is why I was not giving it to you. But how dare you do this impudence that you have distributed this mantras to thousands and millions? So Ramanujacharya fell at his feet and said, yes, my dear Lord, I know. By rebuking, by not following your instruction, I will eternally rot in hell. But what is the significance of one living entity rotting in hell when thousands and millions will go to Vaikuntha and they will seek the shelter of the Supreme Lord Vishnu? So I am prepared to go to hell to suffer so that others can be liberated. And seeing the genuine compassion of Ramanuja, seeing his desire, as he said, that I will remove the illusion and I will bring everyone to come to the pure form of devotion. He was willing to go to any extent to suffer. Goshtipurna becomes soft. He falls on the feet of Ramanuja and says, actually you are fit to be my spiritual master. But Ramanuja never transgressed the etiquette. So Goshtipurna's son becomes the disciple of Ramanujacharya. So Ramanujacharya sent Dasharati, his disciple, to go to Goshtipurna to learn what is Sarvadharmani Parityaj. They tested. At that time there was severe test of qualified disciples. And after 6 months, after engaging in so many services, Goshtipurna tells Dasharati that you are not fit to receive this explanation or understanding. You go back to Ramanuja. And Dasharati comes back to Ramanujacharya. 6 months, empty-handed. And when Goshtipurna comes to Ramanujacharya, at that time, the daughter of Kanchipurna, she had come to meet Ramanujacharya. And she was narrating to Ramanujacharya that where she had got married in that place, there are so many household affairs. She has little children, but her mother-in-law forces her to go and bring water from the river, which is far distant. Every day she has to bring all the water. She has to clean all the pots. She has to maintain the garden, bring the water from the river to the garden. And she said that I am very tired. My entire body becomes very painful. I have to cook. I have to do all the household chores. I have to also bring so much of water from the river. But when I ask for assistance, my mother-in-law says, then go and ask your father. So I have come to you for help. And at that time, Dasharati has come. So Ramanujacharya said that yes, I can give you a very expert domestic help. And he looked upon Dasharati and told Dasharati, you go with her. See the surrender of Dasharati. For 1 year, he is trying to get the meaning of Sarvadharmani Parityaj. The sannyasi, scholar, one of the greatest disciples of Ramanuja. He accompanies the daughter of Kanchipurna, and he does all the household affairs. He cooks, he brings water from the river, and in this way many months pass. And one day in the village, there was one Brahmana giving some discourse on the Shastras. And he was again impersonal person. He was misinterpreting the Vedas. So in that assembly, Dasharati also was there. So he challenged that scholar. He opposed him and he completely defeated him. When that scholar was defeated, he said, you cannot be a cook. It is not possible for a cook to discuss Shastra in detail or give such explanation. Who are you? Please reveal. So Dasharati says that I am Dasharati, the disciple of Ramanuja. And the entire village becomes scared. Why? Because such a great exalted Vaishnava, and what they were doing, they were engaging him in medical services. So the family members of Kanchipurna's daughter say it is a discussion between the spiritual master and disciple, but why you are all granting us? We will go to hell because we took such services from you. So anyway, Ramanujacharya, he becomes aware that Dasharati has completely reformed and transformed himself. So Ramanujacharya comes to that village and he accepts Dasharati and he renames Dasharati as Vaishnava Das. Why? Because Dasharati had this pride in his heart that he was scholar. what Ramanujacharya is teaching. Mahaprabhu has taken two teachings from Sripad Ramanujacharya. Mahaprabhu has taken two teachings from all the four acharyas. The first teaching that he has taken from Ramanujacharya is Ananya Bhakti. Bhakti which is devoid of jnana and karma. So that pride which was there in the heart of Dasharati, it was completely removed and reduced to dust by Ramanujacharya. And the second very important feature which we see in Vaishnava culture is Bhaktagana Seva. Is to perform service to the Vaishnavas. Service to the Vaishnavas is even greater than the service to the Supreme Lord. So these two principles were established by Sripad Ramanujacharya, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted both of them. So in this way we see in the life of Ramanujacharya, he was a very prominent teacher. He had more than 10,000 Brahmachari disciples. He used to preach to not only to South India, to all parts of India. And how he got the time is up. What to do? Tomorrow is Ekadashi, and tomorrow I have to give that session also. Ganesh Prabhu was asking that session is tomorrow. Ganesh is there? He's left. He's busy with the cake. We should not be so much involved in all such other affairs. Just do the minimum needful. So tomorrow I will have that session, and 13th I won't be able to give the class. But please, if you want, I can share the PDF of Ramanujacharya. Very detailed description of the glories of Sripad Ramanujacharya. I remember many years back, my notes are from March 2018. In 2 days I read the entire booklet of around 100 pages. A glorious contribution in life, very revolutionary. I have to tell you what a personality is Ramanujacharya, that his body is still preserved in Sri Rangam. It is there in the Sri Rangam temple. Adi Prabhu, you have seen it? You have seen the transcendental body of Sripad Ramanujacharya?
Yes, Prabhuji, but that time I don't know. I have seen.
That time we did not know. It is still there. But it is said even the nails are going till date. What is still there after 1,000 years? And he completely defeated the Mayava. His philosophy is called Vashisht Advaita. He was the first Vaishnava Acharya who challenged the philosophy of Shankaracharya, of Advaita. And he gave the commentary on Vedanta Sutra, the first Vaishnava commentary on Vedanta Sutra. This is called Sri Bhashya. He also gave commentary on Bhagavad Gita. Sri Prabhupada has referred some of his commentaries in his commentary. Prabhupada considered the commentary of Sri Ramanujacharya by giving the commentary of Bhagavad Gita, which is very, very powerful Acharya. He lived for more than 100 years. And his disciples, very, very extraordinary disciples. Quresh was such a exalted personality of humility that his eyes were plugged. The king who plucked the eyes, he had such compassion for him. He did not even ask for his eyes to come back. Lord Vardharaj was wanting to give him the eyes. He never asked for it. So Ramanujacharya ordered him. And he had such memory. You have heard about photographic memory? You have heard the word photographic memory? But I don't know who has anyone in Kali Yuga has photographic memory. You show him 100 pages, and after 10 minutes you ask him to repeat 100 pages, he cannot repeat even 10. But Quresh had that photographic memory. He was able to memorize the entire Bodhayan Vriti. the entire commentary of Vedanta Sutra. And he produced it to Sripad Ramanujacharya. Very influential personality is Ramanuja Lakshmana. I'll stop with one pastime. Few years back in the Mumbai temple, so these followers of Ramanujacharya, they call Sri Vaishnava. Have you seen the tilak? It is broad white tilak, it goes like this, and in the center there is red tilak. Have you seen or not? Sri Vaishnava tilak? If you go to South India, it is prominent. Sri Vaishnavas. So some Sri Vaishnavas came to our Juhu temple and they asked some of the devotees that who is Prabhupada? So the devotee says Prabhupada is our founder Acharya. He is the founder of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, our preeminent Siksha Guru. So they said, we know all this, but we are asking what is the spiritual identity of Prabhupada. So he said, we don't know. So he was made to meet with Satnarayan Prabhu, Prabhupada's disciple there. Satnarayan Prabhu was revealing in Vrindavan. I was hearing live. 4 years back, Prabhupada disappeared. So these Sri Vaishnava asked Satnarayan Prabhu that who is your Prabhupada? What he has done is unimaginable. Because our founder Acharya, which is Sripad Ramanujacharya, who is none other than Ramanuja, he is Lakshmana, he is Ananta Shesha. He could preach Vaishnavism in India, mainly in South India. But who is Prabhupada, who could preach Vaishnavism all throughout the world, crossing the boundaries of India? And Satyanarayana Prabhu told that we do not know who is Prabhupada. So all the acharyas have actually empowered Srila Prabhupada, even Ramanujacharya, to spread. Whenever we go to Sri Vaishnava temples, I have many experiences. You know this Narasimha temple? You have been, some of you have been to this Narasimha temple near Karolbagh. I have taken you, some of you.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes.
Praise Prabhu remembers. I think Ganesh has also gone. Manish, you have all been there? Yeah, we have all been there. And to many other Vaishnava, Sri Vaishnava temple, wherever I have been, they give such respect and they so much welcome because they admire so much Srila Prabhupada of spreading Vaishnavism all throughout the world. So these acharyas are very, very important. They are empowered persons. So we seek their blessing on the Discipliners Day that we also become anavrit of jnana and karma. Ananya Bhakti is one which is devoid. Anya Vilashita Shanyam Jnana Karmadi Anavrita. So this was propagated very, very firmly by Srila Ramanujacharya. And then Bhaktajana Seva is to serve the devotees. He made his favorite disciple Dasharatha go and serve the daughter of his spiritual master. Very important. Whenever we have the opportunity to serve any devotee in any capacity, we should never ever hesitate. So we should pray to Sripad Ramanujacharya that these two principles, if we can to some extent apply in our life, so we can make the right offering in the lotus feet of Sri Ramanujacharya. Sri Ramanujacharya, Tirobhavati Maham Sokhi, Sri Prabhupada. Hare Krishna. I have already stretched 20 minutes past 7, but very, very extraordinary character. I have not been able to speak. My notes are of many, many pages. Sometime we will have discussion on the acharyas, on the 4 acharyas. We can have a discussion for 1 month on the 4 acharyas. Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj has given, I think, 9 or 10 classes on Ramanujacharya. If you go to his Corn Desire Tree, you will see Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj has given a series of lectures on the life of Ramanujacharya. Very well researched. So we should put our effort to know the contribution of these great acharyas. Somebody wants to say something? Any experience? Any inspiration? What do you remember, Pradeep, of Kanchipuram and Srirangam?
So I took darshan of Varadaraj, Lord Varadaraj and Ranganath.
I had met one pujari. One pujari had come from Kanchipuram. He stayed in a temple for one day. And he had invited me to come. And he was telling me that we have festivals every day. South India, there is festivity every day. So all this, you have seen the Utsav Murti and these processions that take place. So very big contribution is by Sripad Ramanujacharya. And all this deity celebration and festivities. Okay, I'll stop here. There are other services, so I don't want you to become late. So tomorrow, if I get the link, I will share with you for the class. So if you want, you can join there, or if you want to convene Kirtan, you can do that. Up to you. And 13th, I will not be able to have class because I will have to have service in the altar. And 14th, of course, I invite everyone to come. 10:30 will be the Abhishek of Lord Nityanand Prabhu. So those who are in Delhi NCR must come, not miss. Very important to take mercy of Nityanand Prabhu, who is the Adi Guru. And there will be special attraction. There will be dry fruit dress of the deities. And there will be Abhishek, and then that is of course feast for all. And I will give the class on 14th, hopefully with Nityanand Prabhu's mercy. I will speak on Lord Nityanand Prabhu on 14th and maybe 15th also. 16th is again the appearance of Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Let us see what becomes possible. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. Upasthit sabhi bhakti ki jai.